Difference between a thesis statement and a research question. Knowing whether to use a thesis statement or a research question will determine whether your readers are inspired or confused. In academic writing, both thesis statements and research questions are used to give the work a purpose and a direction. However, different types of direction giving are required for thesis statement and a research question. What is a thesis statement? Thesis statement identifies the topic being discussed, includes the points discussed in the paper, and is written for a specific audience. The thesis statement serves as a preview of the rest of your work by letting your audience know what you intend to discuss or prove. Thesis statements take a stand on a controversial topic or give a fact. The rest of the paper shows the stand or gives more information to back up the fact. A thesis statement is a broad theoretical statement about the underlying cause which can only be supported by reasoning. What is a research question? A research question is a statement that can be empirically verified and, if successful, will be used to determine the validity of the thesis statement. The goal of the research question is to make clear to your audience what you hope to achieve with your investigation. A research question ought to be arguable, but it should also be open question. Difference between a thesis statement and a research question. A thesis statement provides a positional statement about information. In contrast, a research question asks an open-ended question regarding the topic under investigation. A research question is always something specific that we can measure, unlike a thesis, which is always a claim about a universal. Something we want to declare is always true in a certain setting. It follows to the basic pattern of scientific reasoning. The main difference between a thesis statement and a research question is that a thesis statement makes a claim that you will seek to validate in your paper. Example of thesis statement. Competitive football provides many benefits to adolescent girls such as exercise, but may also have negative effects such as increased risk of concussion. Example of research question. How does competitive football affect adolescent girls? Thesis statements versus research question. Thesis statement is a broad theoretical statement about the underlying cause which can only be supported by reasoning. Whereas a research question asks an open-ended question regarding the topic under investigation. Thesis statement emphasizes on what your paper intends to prove or show. On the other hand, a research question emphasizes on what you need to learn in order to come up with a good thesis statement. A thesis statement follows to the basic pattern of scientific reasoning, whereas research question is something specific that we can measure. Example of a thesis statement. Physical activity helps in maintaining healthy bodies and managing mental stress. Example of a research question. What are the benefits of physical activity? Similarities between thesis statement and research question. The direction of academic journal articles, research papers, reports of research studies, and qualitative investigations of events can be established using both thesis statement and a research question. To ensure that a reader fully understands the work's objective, both must be skillfully written by the researcher. Research questions and thesis statements must be precise, short, and purposeful in order to be effective. How to write a thesis statement to answer your research question. A research paper begins with a research question. Your thesis serves as a brief answer to your research question. It is the most important sentence in your research paper. Number 1. Start with a research question. It's a good idea to begin a research writing with a research question. For example, what are the benefits of physical activity? Should the minimum wage be raised by the government? How can people lead lives that are more earth-friendly? To come up with your response to the question, you must now conduct research, determine your position, and how you may use persuasive reasons to support it. Number 2. Creating a thesis statement. After conducting some basic research to determine your position and a few key justifications for it, you can craft a thesis statement. Your thesis statement responds to your research question concisely in a one sentence. The thesis statement expresses 3 ideas: the specific topic of the paper, your opinion or position on it, and the main reasons for your opinion. Now, I will show how a thesis statement develops from a broad topic. For example, the topic is physical activity. The research question will be, what are the benefits of physical activity? The thesis statement will be, physical activity aids in the maintenance of healthy bodies and the management of mental stress. For example, the topic is minimum wage. The research question will be, should the minimum wage be raised by the government? The thesis statement will be, to improve workers' financial, social, and physical well-being, Canada's minimum wage has to be raised. The topic is environment. The research question will be, how can humans live more environmental friendly life? The thesis statement will be, if human wants to live more sustainably, they must recycle, shop at local stores, and stop unnecessary driving. Thesis statement placement. The thesis statement usually comes at the end of the first paragraph in academic writing. The first thesis statement you write will be a preliminary or working thesis statement. It will be necessary when you start organizing the information into an outline for your project. You can reduce your working thesis statement if it is too wide or broaden it if it turns out to be too narrow or what you want to communicate as you continue to conduct research and develop your ideas. Parallel structure in thesis statements. The supporting reasons in each thesis are presented in a parallel structure. Thank you for watching this video.